Globalization of the financial sector has become the most rapidly developing and the most influential aspect of globalization international finance came into being to serve the needs of international trade and investment activities. And the participation of developing countries in globalization process can enable them to better utilize their comparative advantage, introduce advantage technologies for gain capitals, and manage experiences. It is also favorable for eliminating monopolistic behaviors and bad marketing competition. Economic integration is an economic arrangement between different regions marked by the reduction or eliminating the barriers between countries for export and import needs. The aim of economic integration is to reduce costs for both consumers and producers and to increase the trade between countries taking part of the agreement. There are potential benefits and costs of economic integration. The advantage of economic integration tend to fall into three categories. The first one is trade benefit. This is for governments and the producers and consumers because there is a facility to export and import needs that we don't have and they don't have. So it's a very important thing. The second one is employment because in developing countries people need to work and need to buy things that we don't have. The third one is political cooperation between governments and more specifically economic integration leads to a reduction in the cost of trade, improvability and wiser selection of goods and services, and efficiency gains that lead to greater purchasing power. Like I said, one of the three categories that we have in here is employment because opportunities tend to improve as a trade liberalization leads to market expansion, sharing of technology and cross-border flows of investment. Political cooperation can also improve with stronger economic ties, which can help to resolve conflicts peacefully and lead to more stability. Next, my partners are going to talk about advantage and disadvantage.
Hi, my friends. I'm talking about the globalization positive aspect. And the number one, financial and industrial globalization is increasing sustainability and is creating new opportunity for both industrialized and developing countries. The largest impact has been on developing countries who now borrow, able to attract foreign investor and foreign capital. Number two positive aspect is the great higher levels of mutual trust.
Disadvantage. When a transnational corporation opens up in a new country, the people tend to go shop in the new store, and the local market eventually closes up because the sales goes down. And even if the globalization is give us the diversify, it's also destroying our culture. Most of the movies, TV shows, and the music we listen is from another country, and the countries is also become interdependent. If one crash, it will have a huge impact in the world. And the workers in developed countries have a culture fear to lose their jobs.
This book, I this have many positive aspects. For example, the number two is okay. Is great number levels for motor trust. The only what business opportunity can grow is different people are able to trust one another. Different corners of the world have different opinion to last equal to right or wrong. By working together and learning from the different opinions that people have, the colonial aspect of a growing business empire can be reused because people will be working with other people to each other up.
Globalization transfers the jobs to another country. for their country it's difficult to compete with the others. And the globalization transfer investment spending from developed countries to developed less developed countries. If an investor has the chance to choose between the country with a competitive advantage and the country with a competitive disadvantage, which will the investor choose? And the multinational corporation have been exploiting tax havens to avoid the paying taxes. And the multinational companies are accused to injustice working conditions and injustice social problems. And the safety standards of work is ignored to produce a cheap goods. It's a high price to the workers.
Okay, Hilda. But the globalization and creating many things, for example, new technologies and new innovations and new markets. If a global audience needs to be reached for true business success, the many companies will need to focus on investment and innovation to make that happen. Whenever innovation happens, new technologies in a number of different fields happen as well. The end result is a better standard of living for every now involved with the development process. My parents talking about the negative aspect for globalization, but the globalization is many positive. For example, foreign direct investment tends to increase at much greater rate than growth in world trade, helping both technology transfer, industrial electronics, and the growth of globalization companies. The other aspect positive is the developing countries and change to join to the developed world. Many countries are struggling to keep pace with the global changes that are happening today. Economic globalization will undoubtedly bring about a new wave of sorting rating in the new reigns to nations that call use of cash to work on their infrastructure and other internet needs. Over time, it could reach a level of equality in development that hasn't been seen since the Roman Empire ruled over much of the common world.
But when you move the technology to another country overseas, like the country of China, you put the technology in a risk, like to be stolen or copied, and well, different countries, and the effect national economically, culturally, and politically. The ideal action to take is make the use or advantage and minimize the repercussions. Multinational corporations in the politics are increasing the last 10 years, and the globalization act to increase the world oils and another drawback rising the practice of some investors opening companies from to offshores to avoid paying high taxes with the result to lose the revenue for the government. My conclusion is any development or change has pros and cons, but it's in the leader should be on the top of the situation, and the people of the world could only hope it's bring more good than bad.
My opinion, globalization is good. We had many brands, and new markets, and new product, and new technologies. So we have a new opportunities and good jobs and good price in the markets.
So, globalization is a term that I already know. We are the 20th century of globalization is a word that I already know. Just maybe know the term, but we already get the culture to let us know what maybe is. Like for example, if I ask someone about globalization, maybe they told something like there are technology, innovation, communication, so it's an everything for us. And like my friends say before, globalization have pros and cons, advantage and disadvantage, and it's in everyone to think about it. In my opinion, globalization have more advantage than disadvantage. Maybe we are losing our culture, but we are knowing more and more information about everything, and it's something that we have to know to create like
give us opportunity to participate in another things. Maybe not in our country, but we can travel around the world so easily, and then we can create projects, we can make a difference in this country. Communication is so easy right now. We have cell phones, we have computers, we have, like I say, it's too easy to find someone in another country to talk about it. And it's knowledge. So, the second one point that I said, employment, it's really hard in different countries that are developing countries, and then they already have a job. First of all, they need to have a job. Maybe it's not the very conditions, but they have a job. They have to survive in one way, because here in Mexico it's really difficult to find a job. It's really difficult for the government to help people. So give us like a little job. Just it's a way to start for people that don't have maybe the education, the opportunity to work like maybe a doctor or a lawyer. So works like call centers give us opportunity to students to work and study. So it's really easy to find a little job like that. And the point that Hilda says that maybe it's hard work, a sweat factory, but it's in our hands to work on team, to create or maybe considerate something, to find a way to get better conditions to work.